Hello, how is everybody doing? Sorry for the late start. I'm trying to just get used to this Zoom business, okay? Hope everybody is doing good. Glad you were able to make it and join the REI USA platform to learn more about real estate investment. Um, my name is George Ansong, and I'm an investor and also a real estate agent. Now I've been doing this investing for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I bought my first property in the 1980s back in Brooklyn, New York, when I took a no money down uh, course. Around that time, no money down real estate was a very, very popular real estate concept or idea. And I took the course and I learned a lot that I've been investing in real estate ever since, back and forth. Um, I moved here in Atlanta area in the 1980s, and I was still, buying and selling stuff like that. And then I got my license. But ever since, I've been really been working with investors because I like investing. So I've been working with investors all these years. Over the past 2 years, I've been able to develop, or 3 or 4 years, I've been able to develop a niche. Um, we buy properties, we try to fix them and sell them around like $500,000 and up. As we go along, I'm going to tell you more. But before we get started, right, I would like to tell you more about what I think. I call it the 10 building blocks of a profitable real estate investment. Because I've been in the business for a long time, so I have come across all kinds of stuff. But I think I don't know, you know, I have about 7 participants. I don't know your level. Maybe you are advanced, maybe you are beginning, maybe you are an intermediary, whatever it is, right? I'm going to share these 10 ideas with you, right? And then I'm going to transition into buy, fix, and rent. Because as I teach, I will be also, as explained, I'll also be reference to some of these 10 ideas that I'm going to share with you guys. The first one is education. I believe that uh, investor, you have to uh, invest in educating yourself, just like you guys are doing. That's why I'm very, very excited about a platform that REI USA provides to members like you guys so that you can come and learn more, because I believe that the more you learn, the more you know, the more you're able to uh, uh, equip yourself to be a very good at it, effective investor. And as you all know, nowadays you have books, there are blogs to read, podcasts, real estate forums, networking events, seminars, webinars, uh, podcasts, and you can even get mentors that will help you in your efforts to increase your knowledge and also to be much more knowledgeable in what you're doing. So I want to encourage you guys to, as much as you can, spend some time um, taking courses, being on this forum, asking questions. I think that will help you, because one of the reasons why I'm saying that, because I've been involved in real estate for a long time, right? And over the course of the years, I, just like you guys, maybe you are in a different level, whatever it is. I was taking some of these courses some time ago, just like you guys have been doing, and never had like an education in terms of real estate education, so to speak, right? Everything that I know, I learned it on my own. Oh my, going to seminars and stuff like that. Because my background was really, when I went to college, my background was finance and marketing. But now I'm so uh, I've educated myself in real estate so much so that even now I'm writing a book right now to like educate agents how, for example, they can work with investors. All right. So education is very, very important. The next thing that I'm going to talk to you about is what I call your winning formula. So I have 7 participants here, right? And I'll ask you a question. I said, as a real estate investor, do you have a winning formula? In other words, do you have something specific that you really want to achieve as a real estate investor? For example, over the years, as I have really been educating and looking at the market, right, I have realized that an area that I can focus myself in is learning how to buy, fix, and sell. And that's what we'll be talking about in details. Now, and that is my winning formula. I know there's areas that I need to buy. I know what I need, properties I need to buy, and I know what to do to sell them. And we'll go into details when we get into buy, fix, and sell. So that is my winning formula. So I'll ask you, as a real estate investor, do you have a winning formula? For example, your winning formula will be, for example, I want to be a wholesaler. I want to get a wholesale deal that I can, buy for maybe $100,000 and I resell it for 110 or whatever and make $10,000. You see, that could be a winning formula. Another winning formula could be like, I will buy a property for X amount, clean it up and rent it and make about $100 or $200 or $300 when I rent it. Okay, that's what I call your winning formula. So as I go over this, think about what your winning formula is going to be as you go into trying to, even if you have been investing for, maybe you'll be able to formalize what your winning formula is going to be. The next idea that I want to discuss with you is understanding the local market. I don't care, or it doesn't matter if you are buying one property a year or 2 or 3, whatever. It's always good to know what is happening in the marketplace. For example, because I have a winning formula where I only buy properties, we fix it and sell it in the high end, right? I understand what's going on in the local market right now. And why am I saying that? Because I know people who buy in the high end area, they're very, very sensitive when it comes to, for example, interest rates. And I know interest rate at this time is about maybe 2.5 or 3%, which is very, very low. So I know that the market that I'm going after, because they are very, very sensitive when it comes to real interest rate, right? I know that it will be attractive to them. Okay. I also know that in the market, because of what's going on in the market, so many things going on in the market in terms of the amount of money that, for example, the federal government has put in the market because of the pandemic, and also because the stock market is doing so well, right? People, high-end people with higher income, they have the money to buy the kind of properties that I'm trying to go after and market. So because I know the market, has helped me to really strategize and take advantage of what's going on in the marketplace. So the more you know what's going on in the marketplace, the better you'll be as far as trying to market. For example, I was talking to a friend of mine, I don't know if it's on there yesterday, and he told me, hey, George, I don't go after the high-end market. I go after the, he said, a Walmart shop or something like that. So that, the price, they can afford maybe $150,000, $200,000 price range. So that's what I go after. All right. So once you know the market, you'll be able to know what market is going to go after. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is capital to complete deals. Capital, or the funds, or the money to complete deals. As you all know, real estate is a very capital intensive. I know you need a lot of money, especially if you're going to be, for example, the deals that we do, right? For example, because we are in the high end, right? The money that we borrow and everything, sometimes our interest payment alone is about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So not only do you have to have the capital, but you, in my opinion, you should also know how to raise funds from friends, family members, whatever, people to also help you to complete the deals that you want to do. And very, very important. And I will tell you more, like, for example, some of the strategies that I have to put in place that helps me to acquire capital to complete deals. The next thing that I'm talking about is what I call your exit strategy. Exit strategy No, let me see. No, sorry. Oh boy, I skipped one. Let me go back. A team, you know, as somebody said, real estate investment is a team sport, right? So um, you need a good attorney, a good lender, good contractors, good inspectors, good title companies. You need all these teams to assemble them to help you. For example, over the years, because I've been doing it for a while, I've been able to assemble a team. I have a good construction company that helps me when we buy it for them to do. I have a team together. So you have to also start thinking about teams, okay? That's the one that I mix. We talked about capital. The next one is what I call your exit strategy. I mean, what is your exit strategy? For example, I mean, your exit strategy might you buy it, you clean it up, whatever, and rent it, whatever. My exit strategy is I buy, I fix, and I sell straight out. I don't own a finance. I don't do any of that. So I know my exit strategy because my winning formula ties in with what I want to do. So as I go through, same thing, you guys have to start thinking about what your exit strategy is going to be. Now, the next thing is what I call the tax implication of your deal. As a real estate investor, any money that you generate is vulnerable to taxation, for example. For example, in my case, because of the kind of deal that we do, the average gross income that we generate might be maybe 100,000 after we take everything out. We have to be able to make sure that we manage the income so that it doesn't, if we have to pay taxes, we have to minimize the kind of taxes that we pay. And so there is something that they call 1031 exchange that from sometime we used to uh, defer whatever taxes that we have to pay. So that's something that you have to think about. Now, if you are going to hold your property long term, right? Then that is passive income. So that is also taxed differently according to the tax codes. All right. Now, another thing that we have to think about what I call the risks involved in your real estate investment. Risk is very, very important because, for example, doing the strategy that I do, buy, fix, and sell, is a very high risk strategy that as a beginning investor, if you want to get into that, my recommendation will be, like team up with somebody that is experienced enough to help you manage the risks involved, because you are buying, you have to know the numbers is right. You have to make sure that you have the resources, the capital to finance it. In case the property doesn't sold, normally it will take about 3-6 months to finish it and put back on the market. You have to have the resources to make the payment every month and stuff like that. So there is a lot of risk involved. So you should be able to understand what's going on so that you can minimize the risk. And one of the ways that you can minimize the risk, like I said, is to team up with an investor that might be able to guide you and help you. Another area that I want to cover right now, right, is what I call the time involved. Real estate is very, very time consuming, and it takes a long time for you to understand and know what's going on, to even know your niche or your winning formula and a whole bunch of stuff that you have to know. That's why I really I'm excited about this forum, because you'll be able to reach out to people to really help you navigate some of these complex problems that will confront you. And when I talk about time to, in my opinion, somebody might start a business and in a year or two, maybe he might be lucky, whatever, and make a lot of money. But from my experience, I think it needs, you need time, right? So when you start and things are not going right, or you having some difficulty, don't let it dissuade you or discourage you, because it takes a long time to understand really what's going on and to be able to make some decent money. For example, since I started, I've been involved. I have had rental properties, multifamily. I've done all kinds of stuff. But over the time, I've now come to a position where what I'm doing is what really I like, where we have an area where we buy the properties. We know what to do. We know how to sell them. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking if it's allowable, some of you on the Zoom right now, within the next 2 weeks or so, I can arrange after I go through the lesson, I can arrange for us to go see some of the deals or some of the properties that I'm working on, so that you can ask more questions. And I'll be more than happy to do it because I'm in the Atlanta area. If any of you are interested, you can reach out to me and we can arrange it. All right. Now, the last one that I'm going to talk about is what I say, everybody knows, and I know it says real estate is an ideal investment, IDEAL, and it's an acronym for income, depreciation, equity, appreciation, and leverage. That summarizes what real estate is about. Any of you having a question or something you want to I will look at the chat button. If you have a question or something that you ask, I'll be more than happy to answer as I go to my really actual topic. This is just to whet your appetite to let you know, because as I talk, I'm going to be reference to some of these the winning formulas too. One, okay, let me go back. Okay, so we said buy, fix, and sell, right? Now, you remember I talked about my winning formula, right? There might be some people in other parts of the country, I don't know, but over here in Atlanta area where I operate, right? I have been able to identify certain zip codes that I buy my property from. The area is some of the areas are transitioning. I'm able to buy the properties at a reasonable price. I'll go through the numbers when we get there. Sometimes we might buy, add additional square footage to the property so that we'll be able to get a camps that we want. Sometimes there might be tear downs that we might have to tear down the properties and then put a new building over there. Now, how do I get some of these properties? Because I've been doing it for a while, I have a network of investors, or what I call wholesalers, that send me properties all the time. So when I receive those properties, I go through the numbers. I get a lot of properties, a lot. I go from all kinds of sources. Occasionally, I might look at the FMLS, but most of the time, most of my properties, I get through wholesalers that send it to me. It goes through my, and I'll look at the numbers and see if it makes sense. And then I will go take a look with my builder or my construction guy. Will go take a look and then drive around the neighborhood, see what's going on there, and see if the property that we're trying to put fit into what the neighborhood is selling us. So the first thing that I do as an investor is to identify the specific areas that I want to target, because I don't want to go all over the place. I just have a specific area. So probably that might be something that you might try to do. Identify specific zip codes or zip area that you want to buy. I would just drive around the neighborhood, because my philosophy is that anytime you buy in a house, you are really buying a neighborhood. You're not buying a house, because the neighborhood has a lot to do with what's going on. So I drive the neighborhood, during the day, during the night, different times, just to see what's going on. And that's what I mean when I say identify the specific zip code areas that you want to buy. Drive through the areas, develop how you're going to get those properties. My recommendation is that you can just get to know wholesalers in your areas that they might send you the properties that you want. For example, in the Atlanta area, Atlanta REI, Atlanta REI real estate, they have a lot of wholesalers all over the place. Or even in REI USA, there are wholesalers that also teach. So you can, network with them and see if they can get you some deals that you might be interested in. So the first thing, identify that is specific areas that you want to buy. So I'm just giving you in fact, I just added another zip code to the area that are 30022. Avondale Estate, that area too. That's an area that we also buy. Okay. Now, because we buy properties and we sell in the high end, right? So most of the time we have to change a whole bunch of stuff, right? So the second thing that I do is identify from money partner that will fund the pre-purchase costs. Okay. We try to get partners, one or two partners that will help us fund these deals, because we might need architectural plans, right? That's what I call the pre-purchase cost. We might need architectural plans. We might need a permit from the city. We might need surveying, engineering. There might be trees that we might have to cut down. That's what I call arborist costs. We may have a dumpster, because there are times when we might have to maybe tear down the whole, tear down the property. So we might have to have a dumpster, a trash remover, and we have to have the money for the carrying costs. We might have to have a carrying costs like the mortgage payment. Most of the time, the payments are about $300 to $3,500 or something like that. Insurance payment. Okay, sorry, I have to just step out for a minute. Where was I? Okay, so we talk about identify the specific zip code areas, right? And then we went to identify 2 or 3 fund money partners that will fund the pre-purchase cost. And so I was explaining the pre-purchase cost for you. These are costs that we need to, sometimes you might need about 5, 6, 7, sometimes $10,000 just for the pre-purchase cost. So my strategy, what we do is that when we see a piece of property, right, we are going to use hard money lender to buy the property. But what we use is that we use our own money to buy property cash. For example, the properties that we find, one that we find that we're going to work on is about 169. So we will buy it cash, so that when we go to the fund money partner, we can get all the plans and everything ready. We can get the plans and everything ready, right? Before we go to the hard money lender to go get the loan to do the actual construction. So that whilst we are getting the architectural plans and the permit and the engineering and everything done, right, we don't have any payments to do until we go get the construction costs. But the money that we use to do this, we are able to raise from money partners who advances the money. And then when we sell the property, that is much more detailed, but we'll talk about that. But when we sell the money, then we're able to give them a little bit more interest on their money, and then refund their money to them. That's what I call the fund money partners. So the fund money partners help us to finance the pre-construction costs before we go to the hard money lenders to go get the money. Okay, now let's talk about understanding the numbers, right? When the let's say a wholesaler who is selling property, they send the property to us, right? First, we have to find out how much we can sell the property for. And that is what we call the after repair value. So the area that we're looking at, let's say the property values in the area after we fix the property, we can sell it for $695, right? So there is something that we call the 70% rule, right? So you multiply the 70% times 695. You multiply the you multiply the you multiply the 70 by 695, right? So you get 486,500, right? Now, this number represents the repair cost and how much you're going to buy the property for. So I'm giving an example. Let's say repair cost is about $90,000. That's how much it's going to cost us to do the construction, whatever, right? That means the purchase price is going to be $296. Okay, so when you say rule 70, that gives you the cost of the repairs and the cost of the purchase price. So those two numbers come up to be the 486. All right. Now, to get the gross profit of the deal, right? You subtract the $486,500 from the $695. So the gross profit for this deal is $280. $280 is the gross profit. You haven't taken like agent costs and all kinds of holding costs, how much you pay how much mortgage we pay every month and stuff like that. So most of the time, the deals that we do, right, or the deals that we make, the minimum profit or gross profit that we are looking at, the group is looking for, is the minimum is about $100,000. That is $100,000. That's the minimum that we look at. But this is how we calculate the numbers. We take the after repair value, multiply it by 70. All right, that gives us the 486,500. Then we maybe the repair is 90 or 100, whatever it is, we subtract it, and that is how much the purchase price is going to be. All right. Now, if you want to know the profit, you subtract the after repair value. You subtract this 486 from the after repair value 695. So the profit, that is the profit margin. And that is the numbers, that's how we run the numbers. Now, if we run the numbers look good, right? Then we will actually go and look at the property. As a matter of fact, we just saw another property that I can give you to you right now. We saw a property that I've made an offer right now, right? They are asking for 169. That is the price that they were. So you can just write it down. They're asking 169, right? The area that we are, the property value is about 650. They say it can go to somewhere about 650, right? So I'm going to multiply now. So 650, hold on a second. So 650 times 0.70. 650,122 times 0.70 is equal to 455,123 minus 169,123. Okay, minus 169. So in this case we have $286,000 to do the construction and everything, because this property that we looked is like a tear down, right? So we have about 286,000. Normally it's about 255. So that, to me, that's a good deal. So if we subtract the 650 minus 455,123, about 195 gross profit. That's what we're looking at. So that means that deal makes sense to me, or makes sense to us, that we can take a look and go after it. I know you have a lot of questions, but I'm trying to finish and then I'll just let you ask your question. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's try. Let's see. So that's the numbers that we'll look at. Okay, number 4 is managing the rehab process, right? Me, I have a very good contractor that I use, that I've been using for a while. And sometimes they even invest in the deal. So they take care of it, they do whatever needs to be done. And then we have a rehab supervisor that also goes, keep an eye, make sure that everything is going good. We confronted a little bit problem because of there were shortages of materials and stuff like that. So sometimes it delayed some of our deals a little bit. But most of the time, you remember when we were talking before, I said you have to have a good team to help you manage your process, right? And when it comes to buy, fix, and rehab, one of the bigger problems that a lot of people, not me, a lot of people face is having a very, very good general contractor that will be able to at least manage the process for you. It's very, 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 very important. But we have been able to minimize or address this issue because the general contractor we have has been very, very good and has been able to produce some very, very good products for us. Okay, the marketing and the selling process. In the beginning, when I started, you remember I told you guys that I am an agent, right? I was an investor before I became an agent. And because we are targeting high-end market, I've also have to learn how to market and sell in that market. So I do most of the marketing myself. The first thing we do is we stage a place. We don't sell a property without staging it. So we have realized that staging really brings a top down because most of the people buying in that price range, they really want to see and be able to feel and see what's going on. So we stage it very nice. I have a stager, part of the team too. I have a very good photographer that also takes nice pictures and stuff like that. And I've also taken a little bit of luxury marketing strategies that we're able to market and sell these properties at the end that we want to do. Okay, so once it's done, and most of the time we will not even sell it until after it's finished and staged, because we want to get the top dollar for those properties, for the properties that we're selling. Okay, now I don't know how to do it, but any of you have any questions so far that we can discuss? In the chat button, I can look. If you have a question or anything, you can ask me. Can you let me see if I can mute, or can I, let me see. Can I unmute? Yes. Any of you want to ask any question? I think I unmuted some of you, or if you have a question. Yeah, somebody asked me, do you always get a property deal through a wholesaler? Most of the time, yes. That's where I get my deals from. Most of the time, yes. Yes, most of the time. I have a lot of people sending properties all the time, but we screen them. We have to make sure that it fits our criteria. It fits my winning formula before we buy them. Yeah, but most of them comes to our wholesale. Any more questions? Okay. I'll open that to unmute themselves. Or you can just put it on the chat and I'll answer. Oh, you newbie. Jonathan said he's a newbie. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Any questions for me? Aisha, any question for me? Have you heard about Skystone acquisition? Oh, not really, but there are a lot of wholesalers around. Where are they? Are they acquisition? Where are you, Jonathan? Where are you? Oh, okay. Somebody asking. Okay, what's your time frame? What's your rehab time frame? That's a very excellent question, right? Normally, because this year has been a little bit of a challenge, and one of the reasons is because of the pandemic and what do you call it? There was time when there was lumber shortages and stuff like that. Normally, 6 months, 6 months from permitting, and also last year because of the pandemic and stuff like that. The city trying to get your permit, it took longer, right? So it took longer last year. The projects that we're doing, we took longer, but normally 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months. That is heavy rehab, right? Adding addition, tear down, and building. And normally it's the permitting process that really slows us down. Permitting process. The permitting process is if they can speed it up, will help a lot. And then what do you call it? Hasn't been very helpful. The pandemic, of course, we all know what's going on. Oh, somebody's asking, what's the average price per square foot for addition? It depends, I haven't off the top of my head, but it depends. If you, I can get it to you. If you have my number or text it to me privately, I can help it. Can you enable our microphones? I'm trying to do, I'm so new to these things. Let's see what I can do. Let me see. I would like to hear your voices. Okay, hold on. I say, okay, hold on. Let me see. More. Let's see what's see, they them me to do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, let me see. Chat. So, okay, here is my contact information, all right? Uh, okay. Okay, 770-841-7920. All right, 770, that's my telephone number. My name and my email is just Ansong@bellsouth.net. That's my contact information. I'm trying to see if let me see here. Same my system, okay. Any more questions for me? We have 10 more minutes, Question and answer, let's see. Okay, have you heard about Skystone acquisitions? The name sounds familiar, but have this, hey, Jonathan, have they been sending you a deal? Skystone acquisition? Oh boy, I wish I can speak, guys can speak so I can hear. Because I don't know how to unmute nothing. Right. That's alive. I don't know too much about them, but I'll research them and see. Now there's so many wholesalers on the market right now. There's so many of them. Can you enable a microphone? That's what I'm trying to do, but let me see. Enable live on field, raise hand, stop recording. Okay, price perfect. I'll find it for you. Don't have it on the top of my head. Price per square foot. We'll find it for you. You can text me. Jennifer is asking me, do you recommend staging for lower end homes, 250 and less? Yes, I do. Staging really helps sell the properties quickly and for top down. That has been my experience. Yes, I will recommend staging anytime that you have a property that you're selling. Because people are very visual. They want to see what it looks like and stuff like that. So yes, I'll recommend that. I'll recommend that staging anytime you're selling something 250 and up. Okay. All right. Now, my stager charges me about $1,900. Now, I don't know if maybe lower price ARVs will charge lower. I'll find out. But we pay one that is going to stage for next week is going to be it's charging us about $2,000. It's charging us about oh, okay. Yeah. Because we do high end, so I'm not very sure. Any more questions for me, guys? Is there any flipper here would like to JV or partner up on the next deal? Hey, I'm the instructor. I'm always looking for JV and partner. So email me. We can work something. Okay. That's Jonathan, right? Okay. Jonathan, okay. TK Dreams, okay. Boy, I have to learn how to do this thing properly. TK Dreams LLC at Gmail. Any of you in the Atlanta area want to go see some of the properties that you're doing, you can email me or text me. I'll arrange it for us to go look. That will be like a practical way of seeing what's going on instead of always teaching you. Go take a look and really see what's going on. And I don't mind doing that. When I was teaching before at the Kennesaw, I used to do that a lot. I used to take my students to go take some of the deals that we're working on and stuff like that. They help, and then you can ask all the questions. I might even let some of my contractors to be around to ask some of the questions that I might not be able to answer. Jonathan that Jadi at. Okay. Okay. And I left you my number and telephone number. You can always text me and anytime. Thank you for hanging around and we went through. I'm still learning how to use this thing. I'll find out how to make people speak and stuff like that. Nah, I have no idea. So Jonathan, if you can then also just maybe text your number there. I can sure, anytime. All right. Email me for whatever questions you have. Because this is not theory. This is what I do every day. Oh, okay. Okay. 404. They said as teachers, we have to come with our information so that it will be the first one so you can write. But I'm new with this Zoom thing. I have to get used to it. 404-333-8767. And that's Jennifer. Okay. Like I said, you have my number too. You can just text me. All right. If you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Who is info at I saw another info at E and okay. Paris Smoke to okay, Paris Smoke. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Okay. All right. So what time is it? Okay, anyway, let me write now. Any more questions? Paris Smoke. Info at E and D and E and P property again, P property solutions. Before you go, right? All of you, could you tell me the level where you are, like beginning, advanced, whatever? I'm just curious before you guys leave. All right. Can you do that for me? If you don't mind. Beginning, new, okay, Jonathan is beginner. Okay. Okay, let me give you my number. All right. Beginner. Okay, Jonathan. Beginner. Okay. Okay, that's good. Jennifer, that's good. Congratulations. What price range were you then what price range did you complete it? Maybe Jennifer, you have to graduate to high end, right? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right, good. That's good. I'm happy you've completed some. So you know what's going on, right? Yeah, that's very good. Okay. Okay. Jonathan is beginner. Okay. Okay. So I guess most of you on this platform, you are interested in doing buy, fix, and sell, right? That's what you're interested in doing. That's good. All right. All right. Thank you so much for participating. Like I said, I left my number and everything there. You can text me, email me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Also, like I said, if you're in the Atlanta area, and you're interested in maybe going on a tour, seeing some of the deals that we're doing and what's going on, I'll be more than happy to. I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy to arrange that for you guys. Okay. Sorry for the a little bit delay in getting on. I'm still getting used to this Zoom format, so I'm still getting used to it. So um, thank you very much. All right, and I got some of your emails, and I'll try and see if I can email you, or you can email me or call me, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording, and thank you very much. Have a good night. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. Nice getting to know all of you. Uh, have a good night. Bye bye.